What is up, YouTube? This is DEFCON 3 Security coming at you from somewhere here on Spaceship Earth. As you can see, I am currently in my spacesuit working today. This is like my third take on this video. The first take, I just couldn't get any words through. The second take, my screen was so bright that I kept squinting and going back, and eventually I just said, dude, this is stupid. And then I looked at the clock, I'm like, man, I'm 4 minutes into talking. Do I really want to stop the video? But to be honest, my screen was so bright. And it's actually dark out here. I know it's hard to tell, but it's getting pretty dark. And I did not want to give up on the video. And ultimately, I had to stop. It was just too distracting. So now I'm distracted by the monitor that's behind this camera. It just feels too bright. Sensitive eyes tonight. So today's question or comment comes from one of the DEFCON 3 family members. He goes by the name of like Basham RC. I guess he's into the whole RC car scene. Fun fact, so am I. I'm into the old school ones like Tamiya Grasshoppers and Tamiya Hornets, and I love those things, man. I don't really race them or anything, but I put them on the shelf. I get them to look cool, I put them on the shelf, and they collect dust, and that's pretty much it. But anyways, his question or comment today was basically like, hey man, I'm in Flint, Michigan, and you know, it kind of sucks. I'm just like one security guard, and sometimes it can be lonely or overwhelming. It's just, you know, you could get overwhelmed by you know, you get 2 guys or 3 guys come at you and that's it. But the sad truth is, in security, you pretty much are a one-man army. You need to adapt and adjust in this industry. Like where I am right now, I'm on the defensive, right? The people coming at me would be the offensive. My advantage is I know this area, I know my fortress, I know where I would run and hide if I was overwhelmed. I know every nook and cranny. So I've taken the liberty to learn this place so well that I do have that little bit of advantage. I know that if somebody was coming from one direction, I would go to this area. So you name it, right? That's basically, since we have nothing but time here and the ability to canvas the area, I utilize my time, I improvise my time to try to think of ways to maximize the chances of me surviving an ambush. But again, the reality is, it's just me and my trusty firearm. So RC Basher, you're not alone out there, man. I don't think there's ever been a site or a shift, or rarely, there's been a few, but rarely have I worked at sites or shifts that I felt like we were over manpowered. Usually in the security industry, you're going to always be under manpowered. You're going to usually be one guard and that's it. I mean, let's say you had a gig at, I don't know, guarding the Dollar Tree store, right? Dollar General. It would be excessive to have 3 guards there, but it would be nice because you can have somebody up front, you can have somebody roaming the store, and you can have somebody watching the cameras. That would be ideal, but from a monetary point of view, it's just not feasible. A store theoretically could not afford to hire 3 guards, you know, 12 hours, 15 hours a day, whatever the store hours are. It would just be too expensive. So they try to get away with as little security as possible to maximize their profits. 2 guards would be really ideal too, because again, you've got somebody up front, and if you need backup, you can call this guy to protect you. But again, in security, you're going to find that no, you're often alone, which, you know, it obviously has its challenges. If something happens, man, if I got guys coming at me, I am not going to be able to access my phone and call 911 and try to give a description and the area that I'm in while getting my butt kicked, right? So for that reason, I just always encourage you guys to learn your environment, adapt, and adjust. I can't really get into my little security secrets here because I don't want to jeopardize this site, but on a daily basis, I walk around this site, I check my fence line. I check for any sort of like tampering with anything. Likewise, I try to find hiding spaces because things move. Let's say, just theoretically, I would hide under a table one day. That was my plan. Well, that table can move. Or maybe they deliver a giant piece of freight and they drop it off in a corner. I can go assess that area and say, you know what? This piece of freight's going to probably be here for a few weeks, and hey, this would be a perfect place to hide if something went down and I was overwhelmed. So I'm constantly reassessing the area. We have a monitoring system here with cameras. I try to learn the cameras, like where each one of them is, and access it quickly. Because when you got like 30 or 40 cameras, sometimes it's hard to remember what camera is pointing at what. So right now, like for me example, I know, and I'm making this number up, number 10 points to the front gate, camera 10. So if I hear some movement at the front gate, I'm not like thumbing through, all right, is it camera 11? Nope, that's not the camera. Is it camera 7? Nope. I know, okay, camera 10 is the front gate, camera 12 is the back rear gate, camera 18 is the roof. You know, so every camera has its job, but since when you look at it, it comes in as all these little squares, you don't know where to click at to get to that place. So I take my time to try to like practice. Sometimes I'm like, okay, let me see how quick I can get to the front gate. Let me see how quick I can get to the roof. That way, again, I maximize my chances of survival here. So just to reiterate, I'm on the defensive here. The people on the outside are on the offensive. They're trying to get in on me. My advantage is that I have a stronghold here and I know this area better than them. Their advantage is the element of surprise, and they can come with as many troops as they want. You know, they could have like 18 guys and I get overwhelmed. But my advantage is I can play that sniper role and hide somewhere and be able to take them out systematically. But again, that comes with thinking ahead. Now, fortunately for me, I'm in this little fortress here. But if you're working at a grocery store or you're working at some plaza where you're open, you know, you have to think of other ways to maximize your chances of surviving. So what you can do is just win the hearts and minds of community members. So where I am right now, there's a couple of homeless people and they live in their vehicles. And guess what? They take care of each other. They literally, if something's going on with that vehicle over there, that dude over here will help his buddy out. They kind of built a little bit of a community here, and they look out for each other, and they are eyes and ears for each other. So what I've done, God, that's loud. So what I've done is I've made friends with these people, and they watch out for me. Sometimes they'll come up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, Mike," and they keep their distance. You know, they respect my little bubble here. I don't let them get past a certain point. But we talk. You know, we talk as friends. But again, just trust nobody in this industry. So they'll tell me, "Hey, man, there was this car earlier driving through. Just thought I would let you know." Or, "Hey, man, some cops rode through earlier and they said there was a suspect hitting places like this." So, you know, it's nice to know that they kind of got my back. I know if something really bad happened, they would at the very least call 911 for me. I could call right now and say, hey John, call 911, man, something's getting crazy. He'd do it. I know he would. And his name's not John, by the way. But you get the idea. So you just use your environment and you adapt and you adjust. You try to figure out how to make it. I try to dress a certain way. I have like heavy body armor, but not too heavy to the point where I can't run. I've got tennis shoes on that pass as boots, but they're not boots. So if I need to get up and run, man, I could do it. I try to be really friendly with people. I know where weak points are here. So sometimes, like when it's trash day, I'll tell them, "Hey, can you put the trash on that spot right there? Because if anything ever is to go down, they're going to come through that area." And it's nice to know that there's a trash can blocking that spot right there. It gives me some cover. So again, guys, you know, we don't have the access of calling up backup like police officers would. So it is a one-man army, and at the end of the day, that's just part of being security. That is the lifestyle we live. So anyways, guys, I kind of want to keep this under 10 minutes. It's getting a little dark. Likewise, I want to do a patrol. I just want to patrol and make sure everything's okay before I kind of like hunker down here. So know your worth, know your value your time, be safe, improvise, adapt, and adjust. Take care.